looks like we're going live here. I was hosting Colonial Rebel, nice guy, but now it will be me, live gamer 1745. I'll be playing Hearts of Iron 4 as well, but this is going to be World Ablaze mod and not. Yeah, there we go. That's better. And not black ice. Hey, Toy Jet, how you doing? Don't know if you heard of World Ablaze mod, but that's what we're going to be taking a look at today. Well, I'm doing quite well. Slightly a late start, but I'm doing well. Hello, anthropomorphic or anthropocentric humanoid? Is that really a word? Maybe. I don't know. How you doing? Okay, still just getting sort of ready to go here. My restream wasn't launching as right as it should. Okay, well, we're going to be playing as Germany per usual. For those of you out there, well, okay, yeah, might as well start making an episode. This looks like it. Well, okay, let's start and then we can talk about this. Welcome, fellow armchair generals, to Hearts of Iron 4 World Ablaze mod, as it says right here on your screen. We're going to be taking a look at this mod. We're going to be playing as Germany as per usual. Just one, it's just popular with viewers. Two, especially in Europe, it's really the driving force of the war. It sets the pace, the tone, and so I like to do that as my main country. Just got done playing as the Soviet Union, so we'll play other ones. And what's Humanoid saying? I'm fine, thanks for asking. Oh yeah, I'm doing rather well, Humanoid. Okay, so, and yes, we are live currently on Twitch and YouTube. You can watch either location, whichever is best for you. Okay, SimStar Gaming, were you the one that pointed this out to me? And hello, Gut and Dark Lord. I know somebody did. And Brett is here. Oh, Dark X, yes. Okay, I remember, of course, now. Dark X, I get you. And again, to everybody, whichever, I'm on both YouTube and Twitch, so whichever best streaming service, go to there. And Tech Headshot, your mom, well, she may be up, but I don't know. All right, so we're gonna be. I played a few minutes of this earlier this week. Sorry, I know those watching out there. Sorry, I forgot who pointed me at this mod. It looks good, and good at this point, because obviously I haven't played very far into it, is historically based, and that is important. So this is World Ablaze, like right there. Welcome to World Ablaze. It's a total overhaul mod that changes almost all of the game mechanics, expands them, and adds a tougher AI. Most of the changes are easy to figure out, like focus tree, but they're unfamiliar. But if you are unfamiliar with the mod, you can find new options that will help you clarify some of the more hidden changes in the game. And this is what we're going to look at to see if we like this. If you're interested in getting involved, no, we don't. We're not getting involved, at least nowhere near at this point. Okay, changes to the economy. Government laws now give weekly penalties to war support to combat this. There are more decisions and ministry you invest in. They are gradually provide economic fatigue, which reduces construction and repair speed. To counter this, you make your wars quick and go into civilian economy after a war. Well, that because I don't, with some people, I really think they are look at Hearts of Iron 4 as EU 20th century. Once World War II kicked off, it kicks off. And that was the whole design philosophy of the designers, and I totally agree with it. So, yeah, Hitler wanted a bunch of little, quick, short wars, but yeah, I don't know about that. We'll see. Economic fatigue is now located in the Ministries tab. It's good that they're telling us all this. I'm not complaining about that. But just design philosophy. There have been changes made to how the economic fatigue affects your nations. Instead of reducing factory output, it now reduces your civilian factory construction speed. Every 20% consumer goods are added. I get you suffer stability reduction starting at 1 and at 51% economic. Okay, well, let's see. Every 20%. Okay, so I don't know how fast we're looking at this stuff. If this takes 5 years or more to really start getting really bad, then that's not a big deal. Okay. Military civilian factories have their output returned to you to get double the amount of said factories for your nation. To accomplish this, max civilian factory counts is 20 for each project. Okay. New resources have been added, which include bauxite, which basically makes aluminum, coal and iron. 3 new buildings accompany these resources. Aluminum smelter uses bauxite, coal makes aluminum. Hydropower aluminum smelter uses bauxite and produces aluminum. And is more expensive than aluminum smelter. Steel mill uses iron and coal to produce steel. Infrastructure also no longer boasts the amount of steel and aluminum you get from the state. Only okay, so we've got to make sure we're building. Germany should have enough coal. And I don't know that it's changed today, but in the time frame, coal was as much as you wanted to put manpower into it. And I'll get to some of the chat comments once we get through this in a moment. Now, just again on design philosophies in and I've only played Hearts of Iron 2 and 4. No, sorry, 3 and 4. In 3, coal or energy, because it sort of included hydroelectric and not really oil, but hydroelectric power, was the equivalent of what building slots are in Hearts of Iron 4 as just a pure minimum limiting factor. So steel, yeah, okay, let's go back. Let's look at changes to tech trees. Each major nation has a unique tank air tree that has their historical stats and equipment. I like that. That was one of the things I did see. Minor nations also do not rely on majors for tank decisions. Tanks have multiple variations. Okay, ships unlock when their historical modules are ready to attach. Okay. Changes to combat. Combat with changes from 1 to 120, making the ideal division have 30. Combat with weather and terrain are much harsher. Organization takes longer to regain and is dependent on infrastructure. New units have been added, and the descriptions for unique ones can be found below. Armored cars, split between recon and combat. They also wield, which gives them different terrain modifiers. Assault tanks, they have much more armor and soft attack and self-propelled guns have less breakthrough in defense. They also serve as front lines, making them more vulnerable. Okay, heavy units. Currently, field guns and infantry have heavy variants. These are much better units than their normal counterparts, but cost more and are slower, take more supply. Okay, I don't know if I agree about slower. Okay, people's perception, and I'm including myself in that over the years. If you look back to whether it's the 18th century or the 19th century, people's perception is that a cavalry division will move faster than an infantry division. Well, for a short burst of movement, that is absolutely true. But for long movements, generally speaking, that is not true. And I'll get to your chats in just a moment. That is not true. Because, like, horses need time to eat. And if you're moving them rapidly, not just sort of ambling slowly, but moving them rapidly, and they're carrying a rider with all their gear, or they're towing artillery pieces, they've got to eat more than they do normally to keep that energy level up. And so there's a lot of downtime. So when they're moving faster, sure, but they can't move as well as humans can over long distance. The human animal is better at long stress movement than horses particularly. Okay, I know this is, well, horses do count in this because many nations, maybe not for the heavy artillery, which I'm getting to, but many nations were still using lots of horses. It's mostly the Americans and the British that have, for their Britain, because at least their main force army is motorized fully in the sense that it's no longer using animal transport. And of course the Americans are basically, outside of a special unit out in Burma or wherever, have stopped using any animal transport. Most of the armies are still using considerable amount of transport. Now, big heavy guns, and I did remember noting that there is heavy artillery in here. If we're not talking heavy siege artillery, but if we're just talking, instead of 105 millimeter guns, 150 millimeter, 170 millimeter in the German cases, or 175 millimeter in the American cases, strategically, at the scale of this map, not tactically, not like moving from this part of this territory to this part of this territory to this part of this territory, but tactically from one territory to the other, would move about as fast as the 105 millimeter guns. Now, what I would say, generally speaking, would be self-propelled artillery, because not just lack of needing to limber and unlimber, but it's just generally set up as a little more mobile. That should move a bit faster. So I don't know that I agree with heavy units if we're just talking within the normal range. Now, if we're talking about big siege guns, different matter. But miscellaneous. The carrier limit is now 12 instead of 4. The amphibious mechanized units okay. So we're going to go back, and we're going to, okay, was that combat? Yeah. Okay, so we're ready to play now. Now I want to look at the chat. Okay, okay, why not Italy? Because Italy just follows along. When I want to look at Dark X, when I want to look at a game to see how it does for the mod, I want to see the main driving country in the war. And one of them, of course, the one that's setting the pace, is Germany. The US, Britain, Soviet Union are other majors. Italy just following along. It's a good system, but hard. Yeah, hard if I can understand it is fine. Germany is easier and quicker to get into. Yeah, that's also to a degree. Damn, can't even stream from my computer. I have to use the phone. Sorry, Brett. I know what's up. I hope you get some of that sorted soon. Get multiple VPNs to be able to switch back and forth. I'd like to see the full Let's Play of this mod. Well, we're going to see how far we get. We'll either go the German flag is wrong. Well, yeah, we know the German flag. There are historical non-swastika alternatives. Now, I will say, after looking at this a little bit, I don't like this color style scheme for the large map. Obviously, when we zoom in, it's just like normal. But and now this is just a personal taste. It isn't so bad in my eyes that would quit the mod, or am I suggesting not? But it's just a little overdone, I think. That's just me. Now maybe it's obviously not the people who created this. They obviously have to like it, or they wouldn't have done it. Mussolini is big sad. Well, Mussolini is big sad for about a lot of things. So, okay, national focus. We have no national focus. And I like I said, I played a few minutes of this. Was it yesterday or the day before? And I haven't dug through all the tree, but just sort of quickly looking at it, the national focus tree is one, huge. Two, again, I was mostly looking at the top of this, seems pretty good. This is, of course, fantasy stuff, because in 36, either design your game as a mod, your mod as a, Hitler's not there, or you're not going to like oppose Hitler in this time. So it's 35 days to complete the Rhineland. That seems about right. That's good. I like that. Okay, so we're going to do that. We're going to look at the tech trees. I'm an infrastructure first person, so we're always going to do these. That's just me. At least when we're talking about a major nation. Okay, so we have here, excuse me, I may have to go grab a Coke in the middle of this. A lot of naval warfare stuff moved to the engineering tree, which is fine. Still the usual rockets and atomic stuff, but I think we're going to throw in now radio detection. They already got the computer, which is mostly correct, I would say. Zeus was running around and doing his, however you pronounce his name, doing his stuff, but didn't quite maybe get as far as I originally thought. Okay, now this is a very interesting tech tree here. Well, in fact, it's not really a tech tree, obviously. There are tech trees within it, and if you look at it, it's this or this, but then you can go from here to here, either one, and it's either or. So I think we're going to do tank platoons to get that started for Germany, and that's reasonable at this time. 36, there wasn't much going. And so if we're talking like in these, if these are the heavy artillery, which is what I presume they are, these should be even that, but should be as mobile. Now they should cost more. Excuse me, because if you're looking at, and I don't know that we are building just general trucks, not like heavy and light trucks. So at least my design philosophy would be that when you're building these things, any of the AA or artillery or anti-tank guns, you're to some degree building the specialized transport that may be needed. Hello, Hey, John, how you doing? World Ablaze, as Toyjet is saying, yes. Hi, Juice Lede? Yeah, it's fine. I'm sure people keep showing up. So we're going to be playing this, but we're taking a look. Okay, so we have no artillery to do in 36. They've already got that done. Okay. Because again, we should maximize here. Again, they're doing armored cars, and we will do the. I really like the 222. It's far from the perfect scout vehicle out there, but and I don't really know what the difference between the B and the A is on the 222. And then obviously they have the heavier, the 8 wheels, the wheeled ones that are improved over time. And so yeah, we're starting at 36. We also need to do the Panzer II. Now they no, cancel. I want to pull it. Okay, cancel this. let's get this slot. We're going to jump here. The Panzer II, I think, should be the A model of the Panzer II should be researched by the beginning of 36. They were entering production in 36, I believe, or at the start, late 35, early 36. Panzer I's were well in production at this time. Hey, Ari, World Ablaze. I forget who, but one of the other viewers pointed me to this mod. Ari's also often been my, shall we say, scout as into what new mods are going on with Hoi 4, and he missed this one. Yep, he did. I did too. I do look around on my own, and I deserve as much or more blame, but for not knowing about this until this week. Okay, well, let's build one more of these. So just increasing civilian factories right now. Actually, let's cancel that. Where resource? Okay. Okay, consumes coal, but it doesn't need to be built on coal, I guess. And here consumes coal and iron. Consumes it's bauxite, but it costs a lot to build, costs half as much, and it costs, or even cheaper, takes all coal instead. Okay, so aluminum and iron, steel. I don't know that and just because of my talks with Paradox people, I have okay, this bauxite, yes, okay, good. I get to know their design philosophy as well as and now sometimes I disagree vehemently with their design philosophy, but when I agree with it, I sort of adopt it as my own as well. And whether it's in the form of bauxite or in the form of aluminum, that is a really critical resource in the war. So I don't know, and maybe it should be. Now, for Germany, coal should not be a critical resource. Functionally, for what was going on, they had unlimited amounts of coal. It was just how much they could get out of the ground at any one particular time, how much resources, manpower as part of the resources. Maybe that, well, you have an industrial, building pneumatic drills and other things to, expand mines. But really, it's, in game terms, maybe how much manpower you're willing to put into coal. You can get as much coal as you need within the realms of how much other steel or other limiting resources that the coal would, just building heaps of coal out on the top of the ground just at some point doesn't do you any good. So it's nearly unlimited in that sense. Hello, Nitrogen 99. What would be your opinion of the most realistic mod for Hoi 4 that makes true World War II simulator? Well, we're looking at World Ablaze to see how realistic it is. I'm new to this, so, and I don't know what's this realism. I don't know what Lum is going on about. Okay, I like a lot of what Black Ice does for Hoi 4. I have some problems. I was going to be going back to that Black Ice until I found out about this. Okay, so I don't know that we want to do a hydro bauxite because we have plenty of coal, so I presume we do. I'm trusting in their resource balancing. And steel, let's let's do some of that here. Once we get to it, but we're going to expand. Okay, so we do have a lot more free factories. Let's currently look at our equipment. Okay. No major deficits at this time, which is good. So unlike some countries, I don't need to massively start ramping up small arms, but we're going to go to 5 and throw that on there. Heavy weapons, let's go with some sport equipment. Like anti-tank guns. See about motorizing. Now, we're going to hit all of these out to maximum. Hopefully get, we want to concentrate. Okay, let's move up some of these if there's others that are more completed now. Okay, yes. Yeah. Just so I don't have to think about these, just focus in on these ones. The completed vessels are completed. Okay, so we still have, okay, we've used up all of our production there, and I think that's a decent balance. 436 and getting going. So far we don't have a desk thing. Well, I'm just saying that because we well, unless modders finally can fuck with the game's always going to be just how hard you can fuck with the bad AI simulator. Okay, yeah, you're upset with that. Yeah, no, I get you, Lum, on the bad AI. But I think what you can do, programming, and I think to a point they're referring to, is how historical, not so. The diplomatic AI can be made to run fairly historically. It's the combat AI that's bad, and that's another issue. Yes. Hey, IKB, how you doing? Yes, the fatherland front of Austria. The Austrians were fascists, not well. There were Nazi. There was also a Nazi party in Austria as well. That gets banned when one of its members, not approved by Germany, and I totally believe it's not approved by Hitler in Germany. I don't know how much it was approved locally. Assassinates the Prime Minister of Austria. Yes, and that gets the Nazi party banned until what? 37. They send von Papen down. Von Papen at the start of 1936. Von Papen has been sent or will be sent very soon to be the main U.S. or no, main German ambassador to Austria, Franz von Papen. Yeah, we don't have access to the combat AI. We, as in modders, I modded this, so I count myself in. We don't have access to the combat AI. Don't know what decisions are available at this moment. We're not going to cancel MIFO bills. Okay, so let's speed this up a bit and go. Well, that's what we're looking at. They now have iron that you need to mix with coal to make steel instead of just having steel. But they still also has already steel production, so I don't know about that. Use coal mixed with bauxite, which is the orangish lumps to make aluminum, though they already have some aluminum available. I don't know that, like I was saying, aluminum is a critical resource, and obviously it comes from bauxite. So is it better to simulate the bauxite, or is it better just to simulate the aluminum? Added complexity for complexity's sake is not always a benefit. Hello, water. How you doing? I do sort of like the idea that you can do hydroelectric bauxite or coal. It seems to be that if you don't have coal and you want aluminum, it's better to do just go ahead and pay the extra and do the hydroelectric. But I'm guessing if you have enough coal, it's better just to do the coal powered factory. So yeah, so again, Podcat and the crew's philosophy was to deal with critical resources. Or not critical may not be the right term. Resources that you influence decisions. Say like wood. Wood is a critical resource in World War II, most assuredly, but it really doesn't drive your decisions. One nation, which would be Japan, that was a major nation that has basically no hardwood that they had access to, and definitely none in Japan. So since they don't have hardwood, their rifle stocks are really weak, and they have to do two-piece rifle stocks to make them strong enough and set up to work well, or they'll just crack easily. And so all the Arisakas have this funny little line down them where they've stuck two pieces of wood together to make a rifle stock. Where Germany, France, Britain, US have no problem getting enough hardwood that certainly IKB, maybe this coming week. I don't know your schedule. Yeah, the orange stuff is bauxite. This would be bauxite. And I don't know how accurate of a map this is. There's a lot back there for the Soviets. Ooh, okay, some way out there. Okay, we have the Rhineland. Remilitarization of the Rhineland, we all know what that is. Okay, so the Soviet Union, 74 and 292. Well, Germany is fairly weak on that. Hungary has maybe our main trading partner when we need it for bauxite. And Austria has some. Switzerland's out of luck when it comes to bauxite. Oh, well, we took a quick look at that, but I can click on it again. When we have to come here. It's extensive. Now, I've only just barely looked at the top sort of row, if you will, of things here. I think we're going to do this to speed up since the last one. So it's a lot. Norway should have a lot of bauxite. Okay. What's your source on that, Toyjet? And don't tell me that they have a lot of bauxite now, because does that mean that they knew they had bauxite then? You need to find either written sources from the time period or maps from the time period that show bauxite deposits. That's how when the just NDAs make me go a bit, and I'm sure people contribute stuff, or research is done, original source research has been done for Hoi 4 on resources. It's about all I can really get into saying without going too deep on that for Hoi 4. But regional source period. Just separate. Shifting this over a bit so I can read it a little better. Okay. Well, to my knowledge, it seems okay, other than somehow France has a ton of it, which, from my memory, really was something. It wasn't really something they had, but I'm no expert on. Yeah, I don't know how much, especially that 1355 they have down here. I was reading, I think it was bauxite that was it that in Morocco, French Morocco, or something that they had a lot of. Nice this week, tomorrow free, Friday. Friday may sound on all next weekend. Friday sounds good, maybe next week. National spirits, we can look at those in a minute. Or a second here. Pretty much the only valuable metal we had left in the country at the time. Okay, well, if you have a source for it, and you saying it doesn't make it a source, we need a written source for that. I would be interested in having it. We may pass it along to the team. I've not contacted them at all, but okay. So autarky, MIFO bills, relaxed industry, economic divide, and the general staff and bitter loser. Okay, well, we have enough here. Oh, do we do this because, well, 4-year plan, 28 days. Just continue with Shack or appoint Hermann Goering. We're probably going to go with Hermann Goering just because I presume it's needed for all this stuff down here. And it's a historical choice. It's sort of wasting a... He should be there at start. Shack should be there at start. Okay, well, let's just get him going, which will build up our political power a bit faster. No, we're not going to get everything 100% right, but if Norway has a lot and doesn't have any, and if France has a huge amount and it didn't have it, those, in anywhere near that scale, which I don't know. Well, I don't know that the game is supposed to be fair. I hope it isn't fair. Hello, GSC. How you doing? Yeah, the combat AI is bad. 96 stack dropping off divisions in Eastern Prussia. Stupid. Yeah. Map exhibit Russian language maps, Soviet Union bundle of maps, 1940 German maps, the Soviet Union showing railways and mineral deposits. Thanks for the link, IKB. I don't, because I'm probably going to forget it here. If you want to drop it in the Discord or something, I may look at it there. Thank you very much, GSC. I know you didn't say they didn't have any, but I'm just saying if it's way off. And Yugoslavia, which actually had quite a bit, yes. Well, Yugoslavia has 600 here and 168 there, and now that's over in Romania, 9, but yeah. So it has about as much as Hungary does. Yugoslavia and Hungary. Italy seems like it has about the same, a little more actually. Germany doesn't have much. Now we're not building lots of aircraft at the moment. We're building some, okay, rearmament, naval rearmament. Now we're going to come over here, sort of start on the 4-year plan. We also have realization of the Wehrmacht, 21 days, get some army experience starting down this tree, Luftwaffe innovations. But let's do this. Let's get that going. Yeah, I don't come back and look at the chat enough to remember this stuff, and I'm not going to dig it up now just to. Because I don't know if I've seen that or some of the stuff I have seen. I'm just probably overly cautious dealing with the NDA for Paradox, but we're just sort of checking out. Okay, resources. Aluminum was a major limiting factor for World War II. The mosquito is made of wood, partially out of the limitations of Britain and aluminum. Germany tries to do a mosquito sort of copy, and they keep the secret glue formula for their great glue in the factory that's producing it. The company did, and it gets bombed very, very early on, and they go, oops, it looks like it's British oil here or something. How interesting. Okay, I'm guessing that. I don't know. How's that going? What are we supposed to? We're not canceling MIFO bills. Okay, balance export imports. Does not have trade law limited export. Okay, worsening economy here. Does not have economic law partial mobilization. Huh? Okay, I thought we. Okay, effects if not completed in 39 days slightly increases economic. Okay. I would. At home, no bonds, no propaganda, Ministry of Labor, National Socialism, economic sensitivity. We're not at war. I thought this was something that's supposed to be happening at war. Okay, we can't select any of these. These are just. Okay, let's. We're singing economy. Well, we could do that, but. Okay, that needs to be at war. This seems odd. This seems a bit odd. British oil due to them not nationalizing their oil fields yet. Yes, I understand, but I'm just a little surprised to see that they're humanoid. Thanks, AKB. Okay, Lum, interesting. So maybe it's not actually in Norway at the time. And there was a little bit in Brazil, but I didn't see. Yeah, there's not a lot here. There's just 11 on this map. Okay, we can build more civilian factories, or more civilian stuff. Well, if we get to where we have to, just I don't know what is enough. I haven't obviously played this before. What is enough when it comes to aluminum factories? Let's build some over here. We have 100% infrastructure. And what's enough with steel mills? Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And this is the trick is you don't go with the resources they have. You go with the resources they knew about then, because if there's some whole huge oil field somewhere, like I don't know, Libya, the Italians don't know about, then and they were doing some exploratory drilling at the time. Tommy Lotto looked into it and found definite. They just hadn't found any yet at the war. Just think how different it would have been had they, prior to the start of the war, in enough time to build, it's not just wells, but it's you got to drill the wells, but also build the infrastructure to get the oil out to, in this case, it would be to a port somewhere. You can easily build a port along here, just artificial one a bit. It doesn't have to be huge, and start getting the oil out. But that would have solved Germany's oil needs, and how that would have changed things. Instead of we've got to invade the Soviet Union to get the oil, we just go we just got to hold North Africa to get the oil. Yep, North Sea oil. Though that would be a technological thing, I don't think they would have had sufficient to do it. I don't think they were doing very good slant drilling, because some of the North Sea oil off Scotland, in my understanding, maybe it's a bit more up in Aberdeen area here, yeah, is actually some of the stuff is drilled from the mainland, slant out to it, drilling nowadays. And then, of course, the oil islands, or whatever you want to call them, the floating or on stilts oil platforms out there. That's a technological advancement. They were doing some offshore oil drilling down in Texas area, but this is, and maybe you can sort of tell here, is super shallow, and they were really sort of doing it very coastally. Sort of in the 30s and 40s. I'm not specifically sure if before World War II, but I do know in sort of Louisiana, Texas, this area, and this, as you can tell, is all swampy, low-lying. So it's offshore, but it's not like very deep at all, and it's not like they were way out here. It's just along the sort of coastal regions they were doing some. I know in this general time frame, so technology was available, they were doing some of that. And yes, my family has a history of being the I guess we need to have currently ruling party is not fascist. Now, again, this is nowhere like I was getting with Total War, just getting really upset with the mod. Schacht was not, as far as I can tell, a Nazi. He was never a member of the Nazi Party or anything like that. But he was very on board with a bunch of Hitler's programs. And this is sort of the thing is a lot of Germans were on board with a bunch of Hitler's programs. They weren't quite on board with the program of, hey, let's destroy our country program, but Hitler decides to do that by going to war with everybody. Schacht wanted rearmament, was he only finally leaves, I think it was in 1940 or so, finally leaves his head of the Reichsbank or whatever, but in 36 he resigns as what sort of Minister of Economics or whatever, one of his major posts. So he leaves as a major post, but he stays as part of the general government well into the sort of start of the war, or is it Czechoslovakia finally being totally taken over? One of those two. So that's a bit of a harsh this or that kind of thing. I would disagree with. Okay, 21 days. We're just getting some of these things going down the tree. Hello, Mate. For probably another 2 or 3 hours, I'm planning on streaming. We're just getting started with this, taking a look at how this mod is handling things. And so I'm constantly looking for maps, resource documents from the period about any sort of significant resource and its production to understand better what was going on then. Well, nothing terribly exciting is happening at the moment, but okay. We're going to keep live streaming, but I'm going to be ending the episode that I'm recording for YouTube later. So those watching on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for liking the videos. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. And of course, I love hearing from you. What do you think of the mod so far? Love to hear that. See you next time for more Hearts of Iron. Okay, everyone, I'm going to go grab a Coke and I'll be right back and we're going to continue this. Don't worry. Not going anywhere. You guys can leave, of course, so you're free to do so. Used to be a free world or a free country in some cases here, but no longer. But, you know. I'm almost back. Great North Sea is deep and rough. And there was some shale oil parts of Scotland that were mined, sort of like coal. Yeah, oh yeah, like they did the coal. Or I was actually thinking of tin and copper mines off of Cornwall out to sea. So let's continue with this. Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Hearts of Iron 4 World Ablaze mod. We're taking a look at that. And so if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. You can like the videos as well. We're going to come over here and we're going to see if we can use default symbols here. Okay, I don't know what they're... That's better. You come to there.
Bereit zum Ausrücken.
You guys come to here.
Befehle.
I so miss my traditional counters. So miss that.
Ausrücken.
Can you turn the volume up a bit of the game? If that's what you're looking for? Okay, I can't really hear. Oh, well, I don't know if I can go up any higher because I'm near the red on my mic. Sorry about that. If you can turn up YouTube's volume. Yeah. Sorry about that. I do want the sound to be good.
Achtung. Ausrücken.
Okay.
Bereit zum Ausrücken.
Now, yeah, it's more of these things that I can't. Worsening economy, balance, imports, exports. Okay, so if I were to get rid of partial mobilization, we don't have enough of this. Okay, well, maybe we'll see about going back to early mobilization. It's not that I hate the big tall figures. I mean, I don't terribly like them, but Second London Naval Treaty signed, yes, and that's good. Now we're going to see about putting some of these in production. Oh, and we should maybe take a look at them. We don't have that much equipment, so we'll start a location over here. And okay, we can train at most. So okay. Huh. We can train at most 5,000 or 50,000 men. Huh. How interesting. Cavalry Brigade, cavalry with horse-drawn logistics company and military police. They're already tagging that in as an anti-partisan unit, I can see. Horse-drawn logistics company, okay. Artillery, that looks like a decent division. Okay, maybe a little light tank heavy. I know that sounds oxymoron compared to the other support units. Motorized. That's actually reasonably decent. Okay. And yeah, mountain division. Okay, I'm a little disappointed that we can't get more units, but maybe we won't see the unit spam that armies are way too large in Hearts of Iron 4 compared to the historical size. Okay, special forces training. Maybe, well, limited conscription. Okay. Okay, recruitable population size doubles, training time goes up, base gain war support. I'm wondering, do some of these allow increase in the number of units trained at any one time? I don't know. I don't know. Radios, that seems like a good plan. And now that we've our realization of the let's claim access powers. 14 days requires, can create factions. West Wall. Do some of these, revive great war tactics, cult of the stormtroop, and maximize firepower. You just realize they go all the way down here to NSEG, it looks like, but why can't you do both? Okay. Just looking at our number of divisions coming in. Yep, I guess we're going to appoint Boring as political advisor. Well, oh yes, that's quite true. We can do that. Yes, but see, and I'm sort of worried because some of you guys are on smaller viewing platforms that you're not going to see what's going on. So I prefer like this so that you guys can actually, and even later on when you're on YouTube, you can hit pause and look at this if you so wish at this scale. But yeah, it was actually my understanding it was them playing Black Ice that really sort of pushed them to do that, because Black Ice needed the extra space and it made sense enough to them. And if I knew the tree well enough, then you know, the national focus tree well enough, then I might do that a bit more because I would know what I was looking for and not just trying to figure out what's going on. Okay, well, we're going to, well, let's look. Okay. Construction speed. Where's okay, well, we're gonna drop, oh, we can't drop down more than, okay, oh no, we're still just at 33. Why did I think I was over 150? I don't know. Construction, good. Let's do resource gain. Yes. Playing any mod that gives a big national focus tree, true.
Ihre Befehle. Ausrücken! Ausrücken!
Not that we're going to do much against France at this time. Okay. Okay, we don't have enough artillery though. We're producing more support equipment though. We're producing it faster than we're needing it. We'll catch up at this rate, I guess. Okay. Now, consume 60 coal. Let's throw in a couple of those because those could become critical. Okay, now we're at 53. So let's drop back to early mobilization. I don't know whether... Yeah, we'll do this. I just don't like this blank slate. Never have. Okay, KDF wagon. Let's proclaim the Central Powers because we may want to do help to Franco here. Coming up. Okay, insufficient. We need more rubber. But one rubber isn't going to get me enough to... Oh, well, Sam. Okay, what we're going to do here is we're going to cancel this. Oh, well, maybe just go... Yeah, to that. And then we're going to come to the Dutch East Indies. No, just to 10. Oh, come on. Here we go. Because if we can get a full without having to overdo that. Okay, so basically none of our units are using anti-tank or anti-air, but we're building up a stockpile of them. I think similarly with, well, I don't know. I think the tank units have some armored car needs. Well, it says we have, well, I don't know. Artillery we're sort of catching up on, sort of. Support equipment. Okay, proclaim the Axis powers. Very good. So if that happens, mutual assistance treaty. It's production of coal to South Tyrol for Italy. Reich Commissar. Hermann Göring works. Okay, massively increases economic fatigue. Replace 6 with 16%. Effective changes construction speed. Okay. Replace 6 with unstoppable. Or unstable. Not unstoppable, unstable. I don't know that I like that. But it's not just... How do I put this? It's not because, oh, it makes the game harder to play. That is not the case. It's much more the case of meeting historical realities. I think a free market person, a free market capitalist type person has been responsible for a lot of this mods, and they're not wrong because I generally agree with them. But in the time scale that we're talking about, and I get its sensitivity. And you see, it's reducing construction speed and factory repair speed and civilian factory construction speed. When, in fact, the Hermann Göring Werk was doing the opposite of it. Yes, I see it adds the steel mills, which is part of what they were doing. Maybe, okay, the DAF, building slots 2 civilian requires Nazi economics, requires research industry bonuses 4, good. Continued honor autarky, nationalized German arms industry. They never nationalized German arms industry. What are you talking about? The German arms industry was never nationalized. I mean, to April 45, yes, the Carl Gustav works were state owned. They were a major small arms production. Issue weapon. Okay, well, this is sort of either way. Okay. Well. Okay, so I guess this is supposed to be. Sorry if I'm overreacting to some of this stuff. This is supposed to be an alt history. So it gives lots of military factories. Issue weapons contracts. Because this is issue weapons contracts. So that's what Germany does do. More research bonuses for industry. The Continental Army. I don't know. Organization tote here. Yeah, I don't like zooming out. Point Speer. Why do you use the Hitler Youth symbol there? I don't know. Okay, political advisors, right? Yeah. I'm having a little trouble, as you can tell, with that. Okay, now here, slightly increase effective economics. Fatigue replaces with that. My study of the German economic situation is all of the government spending. Well, they're doing different types of government spending, but they really get the economy roaring. Now, in the long run, it's going to cause problems, but the long run isn't the next 5 or 10 years. The long run is a bit further down the line. Are you on listed who play live Hearts of Iron 4? Well, don't know of the list you're talking about. Obviously, we're playing Hearts of Iron 4 right now. Games, Man, TV, SK. Oh, I am on the list? Yeah, I am playing Hearts of Iron 4 right now. Sorry, I don't get the question, but hello, how are you doing? Okay, I'm just having a little bit of a internal or external debate here with myself on these. Yeah, I don't know. We're not going to do that just yet, because I want to see what, because I've decreased that and maybe was doing this a mistake. Because if we're going to maybe we should try this now. Yeah, let's try the KDF wagon scheme. Now that's a lot of factories. Now I know they're using civilian factories a bit differently now than standard game, but that still looks like a lot for the KDF factory scheme. 2 to 4 factories. Somewhere around here, Magdeburg or something is where the main KDF factory was built. Thank you for hosting. Brendan Dobbs, do appreciate that. Basic industry, very good. And research slot, okay. Now, we have basic industry. We can do factory camouflage, factory bomb, or we can do, well, we can do both, I guess, but now, well, we're not being bombed now, and we're not going to convert our factories soon. So let's do this first and create efficiency growth. Event decision timer 7 days. Small employable population. Iron shortage in 7 days. Our steel mills are lacking iron to function correctly. We'll replace. Okay. So we need to import more iron. Apparently. Okay, we need to import more iron. I get that. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but they really more imported steel from or civilian factories. We don't need that. Oh, we already have that much coming. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, because we're expanding our production of civilian factories. Now what's going to happen? Yeah, this is happening. Small employable population. Bauxite shortage. Okay, we're having a bauxite shortage now. Okay, 34. Well, can we import bauxite? Yeah, from Hungary. Okay, we're down. Yeah, wouldn't be enough. So let's do that. Okay, good. Okay, so we've brought a bunch more bauxite, our aluminum mines online. We're going to continue to try to fill up our silos. So let's throw on a couple of more oil silos there. Well, maybe we'll throw another one down here just to sort of cover that. And if you haven't already, you can hit that follow button on Twitch or the subscribe button on YouTube. Love to have you around more often. Okay, well, we have command power. Let's... Well, let's look at some of our generals here. We might as well see about using some of the command power. Panzer expert or combined arms expert. Panzer expert, there we go. So that's an improvement. Over here, who do we want to assign? Student, yeah, no, not for this job. Fortress Buster, that looks good for this. Facing off against the Maginot Line. Okay, well, how are we doing for supplies? Okay, we have enough equipment for all of these. So let's deploy these. We now have free dockyards. Have we gotten through all of our... Yes, we have. Okay. I think what we're going to do here is... Just because I really don't know how far we're going to get through this play. What? So type 2, type 1 class submarines. That's all we're having here. Okay, well, I guess we'll produce some more subs. And that takes up all of our subs. We need more aluminum or more iron. Okay, more iron. Okay, declared war on Spain. Yeah, we're going to be switching over to producing more military factories soon. Okay, and radio detection, very nice. Okay, so we are up to date on most of these. Let's look at aircraft. We are not up to date on that. Let's get a 109 into development. Okay, so we're looking in a while to do that. This is a bit different, which is fine. Okay, so we're doing their tank development. Light infantry max speed. Let's see, dispersed, integrated soft attack, organization, and recovery rate in soft attack. I did say recovery rate was going to be slower with this. So we got those two in this here. Organization, reinforcement rate. This is very different. I'm not saying bad or wrong, just different. Combat width reduction, basically. Long range command. Battlefield brawler. Okay, so these are mutually exclusive with each of these. And they could get that. Joint planning. Let's... Okay. Say recovery rate, but that's not a massive recovery rate. Different soft attack, though. That's pretty good. Integrated support. So let's go with that. Now, okay, limit 2 divisions with our current army size.
Befehle. Angetreten.
Let's send volunteers. Okay, so we have the KDF wagon scheme. See economics, research bonuses. National spirit. Infrastructure construction speed, right, Autobahn. Infrastructure, auxiliary Autobahn, exploitation of acquired resources. Domestic mining, that's nice. And again, okay, we want to do economic aid to Spain, I think. Okay, so they get 4 military factories, 2 or more volunteer groups in the German Reich. Okay, let's do that. See if we can stop the communists spreading in Spain. What are your thoughts on the map colors? Do you guys like that or not? They're very clear, of course. Lum doesn't care. What the? Why was that canceled? Oh, they don't have full control of Lyon. Okay, that makes a little bit of sense. Where is Lyon? Lyon there. I guess, oh, this whole province. Okay, well, we got to get our troops down there and we'll help them take that. Well, in the meantime, Treaty of Mutual Assistance. Yeah, 7 days, we'll do that. IKB likes the clarity, very good. Hello, frogleggers. Want more Poland hot pink? Yes, okay. Hey, will I be able to watch the stream later? Yes, absolutely. The stream will be up on YouTube. And I will also be posting it in chunks. As well on YouTube as episodes. So yes, if you gotta go now, can't make, yeah, go ahead. You'll get to watch it. Some other time. I do appreciate that, guys. Okay. Don't know who they're fighting. Nice big blue arrow. Oh, there is a division here. Okay. Don't know if it just wasn't displaying or we weren't supposed to see it yet. I don't know. Well, I think we're going to help Spain here in a moment. Once we take back the rest of Lyon here, and well, it's taking a few days, so let's celebration of the Olympics. Okay, base stability, power. Okay, that looks good. 14 days, we'll do that. About this time for the Summer Olympics, anyways.
Zeigt es ihnen!
34th Brigade de Infanteria. You're being hit with 2 Panzer Divisions. Now, I know they're just Panzer 1 Panzer Divisions, but still. Okay, now let's head over to there. Olympics, yay. Now we'll do economic assistance to Spain again. And yes, I need to learn how to talk. I'm going to do this. United Kingdom dominates Dutch trade. Okay, yo, yes, we got to keep playing that little game.
Bereit zum Ausrücken.
Thanks very much. Okay, you finally got Ethiopia.
Wieder zurück!
Oh, you're counterattacking us, are you? Lum, I can tell, is in a bad mood today.
Ausrücken!
Haile Selassie's speech.
Befehle!
Yeah, well, okay, you're pouring out more negativity than usual.
Ausrücken!
Wait, what did it take Italy so goddamn long to take Ethiopia? That's sort of like a bit of, you know, negativity.
Zuhören!
Both divisions, move forward. And then we're going to attack a city with armor divisions, which is always a good move. Send your tanks into cities. Yeah, well, okay. Yeah. Okay, we're still in 36. We could do... We're not being attacked. I may regret not pushing further on some of that earlier. What is this? AA emplacements. Oh, is in like flat towers? Okay. Yeah, they really do sort of go into the half track in detail. We'll take a look at that when we sort of get there. No, we don't want that. Go with this for the moment. Italian East Africa is built up.
Zeigt es ihnen!
If we take Bilboa, they will be cut off from supplies. And then hopefully crush these units a little faster, better, easier. And yes, we need to... Okay, now let's build a few... We were going to build lots eventually, but a few more military factories down here in the rural with a lot of industrial before going back to some more civil factories. Make sure we have enough
Bereit zum Ausrücken.
rifles and bullets and things. Okay, they've got their economic... Oh, we also need to do more subs. Yes, we're spamming out the subs while we can. And another line, production line of subs. Okay, we have that. Form the Waffen-SS. Alliance with Italy. Anti-Comintern Pact. Befriend China. Don't know why that would be mutually exclusive with Japan. Anti-Comintern. No. Japanese collaboration with Japan. That I agree with. Because the Anti-Comintern Pact, well, it was proposed by Hungary, though they didn't sign it in the first wave. It was just really Japan and Germany, but it wasn't targeted at China. I believe at the time Germany would have happily had China in it. They weren't looking at Germany, and setting up the Anti-Comintern Pact wasn't looking at an anti-Chinese target. It was an anti-Soviet yeah, 21 days, we'll do that. What research is going on? Hello, Cheeto. I can certainly show you that. Research. Currently, we are doing basic infrastructure, special forces training, BF 109, tank platoons, signal company, and integrated support. As currently we're researching. Okay, we can do more here, so we should do more. Ministry of Labor. Better wages. Mandatory army service, recruitable population, consumer good factories. Stability factory output. I think we're going to go with that. Let's see, and back to here. We're doing 109, so let's look at aircraft manufacturers. See if we were to do that, that would get better 109 research. Speed and better production costs. Okay, so since they're doing modeling the 109 as the 109, you don't get benefits to the aircraft. You just reduce whatever your current is. I get, well, or maybe okay, so if we do this now, fighter production for this model will be cheaper. Okay, so we're gonna try that. Yes. Hello. Name without vowels. X golds. Sorry. I like vowels better, easier to pronounce things. just because of the, shall we say, limited effectiveness of the AI. I like to clear up this whole front first before helping the AI with the main sort of front. It'll free up a lot of their units. Okay, Cheeto. Well, we'll see about that. Is it Polish? Okay. That could give me equal or greater trouble. Because I think Polish does have vowels, but or the equivalent thereof. Well, if we cut this in half, that might be a good plan. Let's see if we can get through the mountain here. Oh, just kidding. Okay, yeah. Well, when it comes to 109 versus 190 here, and we can see down here, wow, it's all the way till 41. Yeah, I thought more like 40 for 190s would be the thing. They use two different engine types and two different production types for the engines: inline engines versus rotary engines. And yeah, that's part of it. A lot of the aces, the really good aces, really like their 109s for performance until they really start getting outclassed by the American, primarily, Mustangs. And then the 190 wasn't enough better to make much of a difference there. Mine warfare. That is something I may want to do a bit more. I don't know. Let's do that one. Okay, yeah, and I will state very much up front here that I am not a aircraft expert when we're getting too far into the weeds. I do know that some of the models were like specifically set up for different altitudes. So, and I don't remember which ones where. And so, yeah, there's a lot of detail there that I've watched some really good documentaries, some on YouTube, some Wings of the Luftwaffe. I just don't remember all the details of which models of 109s versus which models of P-51s. And the Spitfire was very good, and again, there's multiple models and which models you're comparing to which models. But the 109 versus the Spitfire, they're very competitive. At least that's how I get it. They each had different benefits over the other, for sure, but we're going to do this, Nazi economics. Well, this looks like an interesting time that we're having here. They're just sort of sitting and staring at each other. Nobody's doing anything. We even have some Italians there. Maybe they're having the same thought of trying to punch through here. Basic infrastructure, nice. Okay, so we got some basic basic infrastructure. And factory output speed. Okay, well, I do want to look for some of these stuff going as well, too. I think they specifically engineered A190 to be able to fight in bomber fights. Yeah, there was a lot of that technical development out there, and I really like watching the documentaries, but trying to keep all of that straight in my head is just a bit much for me. I'm much more into tanks. Okay, well, let's push here, because maybe they'll join in and push along with me, and then we can have attack from two provinces. I guess not. Guess they're just wanting to look at them for however long. Looks like they're moving in Soviet armor to counter me. And we have free factories. Okay, well, let's update that production. Let's update. Well, yeah, let's just update. I think they're both going to be using light armor. Let's look at our... Okay, we need more artillery, more support equipment. Let's go to artillery. Where was it? Artillery. And how are they distinguishing different? Yeah, heavy artillery we have enough of, and we're producing it more. So let's do sort of standard artillery. And then let's throw in once we get some more. 2 more there. We're still in 36, so I'm willing to expand the civilian factories early on now. Well, we're doing well, but we're losing our organization. And we're not getting any support from our allies. Let's move to the other province as we reorganize with 1 tank unit, 1 Panzer division, so that we can attack from 2 directions. These are mountains, these are hills, so let's move the other one to here so that we're attacking in hills, which should probably be better. Maybe this will be a more interesting war game. So I would have liked a little more support from my nationalist allies. This does seem awfully passive, people. I know they were aggressively fighting up in the north there, which was nice. Hey. Okay. Come on. Okay, Nazi economics. Continue our autarky, which gives a bunch of bonuses but loses opinion of a bunch of other people here. Let's also come over here and push on that a bit, as I'm remembering that. The DAF, Deutsches Arbeitersfront, research speed reduction, but probably that's worth it. Continue national. Okay, yeah. 35 days, I guess we'll do that. Well, it does give me hopes that there was a lot of aggressive movement up north here. This starts making me wonder what's going on. Now, the mountain division is down here in Cadiz, which is plains, but it is facing, well, okay, so and this is probably just a standard AI can't figure out to put a mountain division facing in or facing the mountains. You would think that would be something they could figure out, but I don't know. Okay, that really increases army organization regain, but it hurts organization. We do other things. Let's do that. Where are we happening here? Why is it? You don't have enough experience. Oh, well, I'm not trying to boost the research. I'm. Huh? Not letting me do this. Maybe it's. I don't know. Where's pre-assault bombardment? I don't know. That looks like a problem. Either I'm totally missing something and that's a problem there. We'll go with this. You haven't clicked that one. It's not my mouse. You're just north of that river for the good flatlands, yeah. It's probably finished. Yeah, maybe it's not finished. I don't know. Oh, it's only for the finish. Okay. It might be Finland only thing. Okay. Okay, well, could be. And I don't know why it's here. You can hide some of that stuff. Okay, let's. Yeah, we're going through this. Stabilize the economy. Okay, whatever. We are going to deploy these guys, even though they don't have all the equipment, just because we can't do too much stuff here yet. Okay. I don't care that we don't have artillery. We're going to build more artillery here. Now, back to here. Okay. So we currently have plenty of aluminum, a reasonable amount of excess bauxite and iron ore. Okay. Currently, I say, because things may change. Let's throw on another oil plant and throw on another fuel silo to try to build up the fuel while we can. Yeah, let's see if we can trade for some more fuel. Again, while we can. One factory for 20 Dutch East Indies. Sounds like a plan. Hopefully get that reserve up there. Okay, I get you finished. Did you vote for the new achievement? No, I did not. I have never achieved a single achievement in Hearts of Iron 4. I know Toy Jet has been specifically try. Yeah, I could move over here to the complete flatlands, and that may be the thing to do, Harry. If this tack or when this tack ends up not happening, maybe we'll move over to that. What would it take here if we were to come here and add a another well, just a regular bug paste. I'm thinking more heavy equipment needed. 300. We have 0 available. Okay, so I'm not going to do that just yet. Short on support equipment. Yeah, we may move up to here after this thing sort of fails. We're just losing our organization here. Yeah, I guess we're going to call this enough of a failure. Let's see if that helps. I'm going to move one up into the mountains to attack down into the plains. Here, so we're attacking from 2 fronts. Now, if my allies just sort of kind of like helped out a little bit, you know, 1 Italian division and a Spanish division from each of those provinces would have probably made that a successful attack. Now, is this supposed to just be a long stalemate? Is that what they've sort of tried to program in here somehow? Yeah, well, we want to get Barcelona to, well, or cut off this and then crush the... Wait till it's better organized up. Crush off a pocket here. Yeah, circling in and taking out their supply port would be a good thing. If the AI Spanish will do so great if they plan the offensive or not. Yeah, I don't know. They have, it looks like a general 74 Division Army Group 1 push to here, so I don't know what's going on. Yeah, let's do that. So now we're pushing through this. Building up the reserve of fuel much faster. Okay, okay, let's do that. Multi-directional, we have air support, they have air support, they have intel advantage. Okay, we can modify the government here. Porsche, heavy tank, medium, 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 medium. That looks best. I think we'll go with IG far, but oh, we haven't completed whatever the national focus is. Okay, well, we'll see about getting to that. Nothing. Well, I guess we can have him, even though we have. Before correct me if I'm wrong, didn't when we hover... Oh, no, it was this one here we can't do continuous shacked. Okay. Okay, I didn't understand this. I thought if we went with Goring, just because that's the way I've programmed things in other ones, and looking at their... I thought it was going to remove him, so we should have had him from start. That would have been better for construction speed, because I thought once we went with the Goring path, he would have been blocked out as a choice. So that would have been better. And Ari's written me a nice wall of text here. I don't think you ever played Spanish, but for La Resistance update, they added a thing called Plan Defensive for Spain. Okay. It works like this. If you attack randomly, it will fail horribly. Your units will do no damage, and you will be very long, endless battles, really. So you have to go into the decisions and plan an offensive for the region so you can actually damage, I think, so effectively the volunteers, but I'm unsure. Okay, well, that's very interesting, and I did not know that. Because no, I have not played for Spain in La Resistance. That is quite true. That looks like they're coming in to fill the gap here. We're gonna race to here. We're gonna do Ari's power move. We're gonna pull an Ari. Rush boldly in. Hope they can catch up to complete this. Special Forces training, nice, okay. Not anywhere near 38 yet. Well, we're in January 37, so that means we can come over here and start doing some of these. We need 2 days. Okay, we're going to do that first. See if we can race to Barcelona before them. Okay, well, you're going to come down here and support that attack. Yes, we're supporting the attack. Good. They've rapidly moved in a lot of the Hera New Era. Okay. Revise Great War Attacks, War of Movement. Okay, we're going to go down War of Movement, of course. When we do so. Yes, I think we're going to go autarky. Let's do that. Well, this has now gotten them on the move here. On the move everywhere. Okay, I guess I don't know, broke some sort of stalemate. We'll just bring the one infantry division in and we'll probably push these disorganized units that they moved via strategic redeploy so they didn't have any organization once they got here. Okay, BF 109, but we're going to now shift all of our, well, some of our research over to here. Okay, Okay, well, we're going to keep the live stream going, but the episode will be over now. I want to thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for liking the videos. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and come back for more Hearts of Iron. Okay, everyone, we're going to continue this. Let me just save this, and we're going to continue with this. This has been very interesting. So, yeah, let's continue. Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Hearts of Iron 4 with the World Ablaze mod. So we are checking that out. It is very interesting so far. Mostly I'm liking it. Minor quibbles, but sure. Yeah, that's got Fall, Soviet general in charge. He's... oh, well, he's no longer in charge. He got fired somehow. For NKVD'd or something. Okay, they're down to 2 divisions still fighting in here. Down to the Soviet Armored Division. They're sending in reinforcements. There we go. You come in, make sure they don't retake that.
Ihre Befehle? Ausrücken!
That doesn't look like promising. Attack. Gulag for getting the tank. Yeah, maybe. Though I think in Spain it's just a bullet. Okay, well, in no way am I saying that that is quote-unquote enough of whatever, whether it's aluminum, steel, oil, civilian factories, but we're going to start shifting over to military factories. We very well may be back to civilian ones in time if things don't go well. But we're shifting. Okay, trade with Dutch East Indies terminated the low trade influence. Okay, so by going to autarky, we've lost our trade with the Dutch East Indies. So rubber currently is out with them. So let's see if we can get some from Venezuela. Interesting.
Ihre Befehle? Ausrücken!
Yes, we're attacking into a forest with the armor division, but yeah, I don't think any of these things are about ready to time out. Anything we can deal with. Okay, we want to invest in IG Farben, I think. Initialize. Yes. Come on, guys, just throw an infantry division or 2 in with this. We might actually be able to win this. You have 4 divisions there. Put in 2 with my attack. Move one of these divisions up to here. You can do it. I know you're tiny-brained, but you can do it. Yeah, I hear you about going around, but now now they've joined. Now they've joined. There we go. Maybe it's just their planning bonus they had to plan for before joining in. Yeah, it very well may be. Girona may be a good supply source. Now going up here, if I could get there before... See, I don't want to strategic redeploy, and yeah, I might have been able to drive my tanks before this unit got there. But attacking into the mountains might be worse than attacking into the forests. Just for the fun of it. You know, so this isn't a bad idea of pushing through here. Okay, what other modified government should we do now? Army theorist. Yeah, let's go with this. And artillery, motorized. I think we're going to go with artillery here. There we go. Magnetic mines, nice. Yeah, come over here for just about everything now. We're fighting in Spain. Toy jet. Yeah, good blitzes, nice, but we'll see that. Yes, we got Barcelona. Okay, IG Farben, which will allow us to push through there. Coal liquefaction. Yes. We'll gain from refineries plus 25%. Issue more oil contracts. Synthetic rubber resource output. Okay. Autobahn considerably increases the effects of... See, I don't know why the Autobahn. Maybe they're just, the designer's just so anti-Keynesian economics. Because Keynesian economics works in the short term. Okay. And I'm not going to get into a deep explanation of all this stuff. But better infrastructure, more effective infrastructure helps industry. It isn't just Keynesian as building tanks and then not going to war, not using them, not going to war. Well, they're sort of used in the sense that, hey, we have an army, don't attack us. Certainly. But just the idea of building more tanks, like every 10 years replacing current tanks with new tanks, just to do that. And if there is no military need, then that's Keynesian economics, because, hey, you already have tanks. If they're good enough, they're good enough. You don't need more. But by building more, because tanks themselves don't really do economic benefit. I really can't see that. And paying soldiers Now, if you're China, China has a history, and I think still to this day, and other nations, and especially go back to like the 18th century and whatnot. Soldiers were often used like during harvest season to, they disperse, because, they, a lot of times, especially like in China or the 18th century, a lot of soldiers have an agricultural background, disperse them out to go help with the harvest. Yeah, so they can have some economic, benefit. But just giving money to people, soldiers, is sort of a Keynesian economic idea, meaning you're paying them to be a soldier. We're talking again during peacetime when there's no war. They don't, they themselves training for war doesn't give economic benefits, really. Now, of course, paying them means they get to go out to pubs, and if you're feeding them, you're buying food from farmers. So there's definitely economic activities going on with having a lot of soldiers. But that's sort of Keynesian economic activities, if you will. Right. Okay. So that's Keynesianism. And a little bit of Keynesianism is okay. It doesn't, like, all nations need soldiers because nations need to exist, and other nations will decide to take away your land territory. I'll get to your comments in a minute, Ari. And Toyjet. But so you have that. Now, adding infrastructure to your society helps economic activity. It is not Keynesian, even if it's government paid for and not private industry paid for. But it's not. A bridge over, like the Golden Gate Bridge, I'm sure you've all heard of it, from San Francisco across the Narrows there to the north side to Sausalito there. That really opens up the northern side of the whole bay, and they also make some other major bridges. Actually, a couple of them that are longer, but not longer than in a single span. They're high enough up that all major shipping can get under them, but they're multi-pylon, whatever. So the actual bridge is longer, but it's much less of a difficulty engineering challenge. So opening those up really opens up areas for industrialization, other sort of commercial activities that are maybe not directly industrialized, modern day Silicon Valley kind of stuff, but opens up a lot of activity around there. So building all those bridges are not Keynesian. They really open up economy. Now, when basically post-war and America starts doing freeways, because they sort of start national highways, we'll call them, not the toll roads, but the national highways, and they sort of start out in LA area. They always sort of plan for, well, how many cars are going to be driving on this freeway 10 years from now? I'm calling them freeways because that's what we call them out here, I guess, but the highways. Okay, well, they're going to have estimated, 10,000 cars on this road a day or whatever in 10 years as people start to use it more and more. Well, they get the highway open. Day one, it's 10,000 cars on it. Literally, it's almost that. Literally, if not day one, month one, it's 10,000 cars on it. And after a couple of years, it's 30 or 40,000 cars on that highway per day, or a car trip. So, one car going two ways. And so they've always underestimated the highways every time they've ever built one in California. Now in Germany, in 1935 through 1938, with their Reich Autobahns, they were empty, or functionally empty. They just did not have enough heavy trucking in Germany. Heavy trucking was there, most assuredly, but was not a major thing in the idea of city-to-city trucking. It just was not a real thing. Most heavy trucking would have been within a city. A railway car shows up with maybe a heavy load of something. offloads, off the railway car to the truck to the, say, the construction site or something like that, within the city, or the environments around the city. So it was still primarily a rail infrastructure, and they were working on the KDF wagon scheme. I think it's scheduled to start getting the Volkswagens in 1940 or something, but oops, there's a war started. And they've built a few, prototype might be, I don't know, it's about where it's a bit beyond prototype, but they really didn't get into any real full production swing. And of course, the factories, which is basically the same engine, because it's a rear engine vehicle, same engine drivetrain, is the Kubelwagen, the German Jeep, as you would know, is produced in the factory. So it's a very essential military vehicle. And as the Kubelwagen body form, because it's just a body form change, otherwise it's the same vehicle, is immensely used, and they crank out huge numbers of them. I don't know the numbers, so that they're all used, and so the factory is done, and they crank out lots of them, but they just ended up military production until after the war. You will see modelers in a few photos that they do make, I don't know, a few hundred pre-war Volkswagens. So, and then the elite cars, the Mercedes, the Audis, because it's Auto Union at the time more, but which Audi was part of that. They're cranking out sort of higher end civilian cars, and they're on the highways, but they're just sort of for the elites. Unlike out here in LA, where, especially in the 1950s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, and still to this day, basically everybody at every economic level has cars. Now, maybe, especially if we're talking about the illegal immigrants, not everybody in the family has a car. So maybe, sort of an extended family living in a home, and they have one automobile, or they have one pickup truck for their gardening business, or whatever it may be. So just about everybody has access to automobiles out here. That is the combination of, they just don't make enough cars, basically, not just their expense, but they just don't make enough cars in Germany to fill the autobahns. So the autobahns might be a bit of from an economic standpoint, a bit of a Keynesian operation, in that it doesn't really add to the economic benefits for Germany at the time. It was ahead of their production of automobiles. But it had primarily it had two purposes, because the Autobahn is conceived and started before 1933. I think it's 31 or 32. They're starting some early preliminary stuff in 32. It's really sort of takes off and Hitler really sort of, and the Nazis sort of take credit for it, really sort of takes off in 33. It is done as a modernization idea. It is also done, and the German were looking at it as a bit of a defense or war planning idea. The Nazis very much embraced it as a war planning idea, but it's also looked on it as sort of a Keynesian jobs program as well. So I get that their unstable economy is because they don't overdo the Autobahn. They don't dump too much resources, as in, I really think it keeps up with the thing. Well, we're going to do it. Well, I don't know if we should do this. We'll do Deutsches Arbeitersfront. And what you've all been saying, I sort of want to get through some of this. Okay, got the person. Okay, let's see. 14 might not seem like a lot, but it would help greatly. Qualification, yeah, we'll do some of that for sure. Or try to rush research slots, get nationalized German arms industry or weapons contract. Yeah, we're going to do something. We're going to do that. Why use trucks when you have perfectly good rail net? Trains do long-term bulk better than trucks. Yes, IKB, I know your thoughts on that. Trains are very good. Obviously, I totally agree that trains should be part of the solution. But okay, here's a good reason for trucks. And correct me if I'm wrong, but on this, but say if a factory in Frankfurt, for some reason, whether it's poor planning or something is damaged or spoiled in its resources, or there's a surge in demand, people want to buy more firewood, or people want to buy more pastries, or whatever it is, and say within 4 hours of making, during the business day, of making a phone call from Frankfurt to Nuremberg to a factory that produces pastry dough or something like this, they can load it on that truck and get that truck moving within 4 hours here. But if you are going to go, oh, we need a rush delivery of something, and the time it's going to take to get it from whatever factory to the railhead, because you're probably going to put it on a truck to get it to the railway, and then move it get it into a train that's going from Nuremberg to Frankfurt. How long to add a train car to a previously scheduled, I don't know the details. You know a little better than I do, I'm sure, IKB. But to add a train car full of dough or whatever to move to Frankfurt, add it to an already scheduled train and get that train going, that's probably, especially at highway speeds, is probably not going to be moving any faster, if not maybe slower. I don't, because we're doing high speed trains. I've been reading some more about it, some of the different competitions between Germany and Britain for coal, steam powered coal engine high speed trains. But those are all passenger trains. Those aren't freight trains. And so throwing on a freight, even a relatively light freight car worth of stuff. Yeah. And so getting the flow of goods dynamically, rapidly scheduled is so much better with trucks. And so trains are great. Trucks just add another whole dimension that trains can't do. So if you say your Frankfurt factory knows that it needs 10 carloads of coal delivered from Nuremberg, I mean, we're just using this as an example. I don't know that they move coal in this way at all, but between these places. But so they can, every day is scheduled a delivery of 10 carloads of coal between Frankfurt and Nuremberg. That's probably the best way to do it. But if you need just an occasional delivery and it's whatnot, it's just better to put the stuff on once you have the modern highways. It's better to put it on trucks to get it there rapidly in many cases. Now, before you get highways, you're driving on slow roads. They're maybe wandering around a bit. Definitely trains are going to be better. But yeah, it's all sort of set up that way. And what's Frogleggers? Forgetting the fuel situation in Germany, trains ran on coal. Absolutely. That's a thing too. You're absolutely right with that, Frogleggers. But yeah, and it's importation of the fuel. But they were planning on the idea of the autobahns were a plan to do it. Like I'm saying, it is absolutely smarter to build the infrastructure before you build the cars. Because if you add cars and you don't have infrastructure, those cars are just going to be, jamming up old, not one lane each way roads, but old one lane roads that, are sort of a lane and a half wide. When it's wagons and they're moving fairly slowly, they can easily get around each other. And cars, it's become, old country roads that I've driven on, things like that in Britain, that they were two way, but I would have had trouble if, not that you couldn't have, if you meet an oncoming vehicle, can't almost literally stop and go off, because there's often in these roads that I've driven on where, dry stone, stone wall, field stone walls on either side. So, it's literal physical space, even if you're going, off the tarmac road to the grass. Can you get by each other? Now, there's within sight of whatever, there's little, bypassing things to go around, but you just have to be cautious so you don't, run into, head into other automobiles. You just can't drive too fast. You don't always have long sight distances on little country roads, which I presume I've driven on highways around Germany and through cities, but I've not gotten off the highways and wandered around Germany at all. So I don't know. Like I have mostly in Scotland, but around parts of Britain, I have gone, wandering around the countryside in automobiles. So I'm presuming it's that kind of thing. That's going to be, that jammed up with a lot of cars is going to be different. Fuel is another situation. And I know Italy is also facing a fuel problem with its armed forces, but it's also, and they're setting up just literally a fuel delivery, meaning enough gas stations, enough infrastructure to have gas stored around. So they're working on it. So it is a bit more Keynesian maybe than industry. Now, Germany was committed to building. Okay, we're going to start training in our division. And what are these motor? Yeah, that's good enough. Good enough. We're going to train that. We're going to get those units training. Okay. We're going to put this over here. So you're right. Fuel is a real issue for Germany. How are we doing down in Spain? We're still attacking here. And then they're helping us out. Okay. Well, they got a bunch of divisions now. It looks like we'll take that in time. I'm just quite honestly worried about, because when they were talking about their, the start of this, I know many of you missed it, they had a, sort of a decision thing to see talk about how a lot of the changes were going on with the economics, and it's all this stuff that we can see here. You can't select these, it's just these slowly grow. They talked about this as being during wartime. Now, we've reduced some of it, though maybe we should go back to partial mobilization. As being war fatigue. And we're not yet in war, so I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not entirely against what they're doing. Maybe I'm just not understanding it, or it seems like they're overdoing it a bit. Oh no, let's cancel that. I don't really want to go to blue just yet, because I may want to stick another coastal places. I may want to do more shipyards. And okay, let's see. I think we're still needing artillery and support. Okay, support equipment and heavy infantry equipment and artillery. So let's ramp up. Oh, we'll go to 3 there. We'll go to 2 heavy weapons. I know they're not yet online. Lots of factories had their own railheads. Smaller irregular shipments were fully fitted freight. Yes, I know it's post, but it's way the service is around. Okay, thank you, IKB. I will look into it. And yeah, yes, factories. Now, obviously, I'm looking at a modern environment. I'm looking, and I live in a area that Yeah, there are some of the major oil refinery areas and whatnot here. I definitely had long waits for trains to go by, and including a few times trains to go all the way across in front of me, or just about, but don't quite open the road yet, and then go back again because they're sort of doing I don't know what you would call it, a switchback or whatever, here around in some of the industrial areas of LA. But most of the areas of LA, including a lot of the factory areas, have just always been trucking out here to get from any major, well, including major long distance stuff too. But even when they were doing most of the city stuff, between cities via rail, a lot of it was trucking out here because California really didn't. I'm thinking LA area specifically didn't have much significant industry before 1920. Well, yeah, it's really World War II, because before World War One and World War One, there was really no industry out here. Then things are good for a while, but there really isn't much industry, much people out here. It's really the Dust Bowl, which coincides basically with the Depression in America, but you really have to take into account that becomes the Dust Bowl. And California has some great farming land, but environmentalists want to destroy it because they're worried about some unknown little toad or something that is probably going to be just fine, but so they monitor water levels in certain areas really ridiculously. But this sort of Central Valley here can produce lots and lots of food, and even more food than we have, so long as we can get water to it, including a lot of it. They're no longer allowing storage of watershed, or adding storage of watershed, or even shutting some of that down in this region. Why is my screen going blank? What? Okay, that was weird. I'm back. Is shunting the track, yeah. In the idea that this was the road, there's it needed to go over to here, but then back to here, kind of thing. But they never fully cleared the road to get coming across between in factories. However, but yeah, back and forth across some of the stuff, because there are right around in here. There are major oil refineries, and also a lot of stuff goes out via truck, but there's several major, and most of the lines that go out are rails that don't cross roads. So there's bridging over it, or they bridge over, city stuff. But in this sort of industrial area known as Wilmington City, there's a lot of stuff where the trains interact with the roadways a lot, and there are some other areas, but most of all that. So population in California was really low until the Dust Bowl happened out here. That it just got awful out here, and during that, and so a lot of the farming families they literally couldn't live where they were for too much dust. People were dying from inhaling dust. They would have to almost literally live like we are sort of in the coronavirus, with face masks on, and you could just see some of the film and some of the photos of dust built up inside of people's homes, and just rapidly, and it was just everywhere in the air, and it was just god awful, and people just massive depopulation, shall we say. And a lot of them came out to California. But that was also during the Depression, so there wasn't lots of new factories coming up, and it really wasn't. And it was one of the aircraft industry that really took off here. It started before World War II's buildup, because the Spirit of St. Louis, the aircraft that Lindbergh flies across the Atlantic, is built out in California. So they were already doing an aviation industry out here way back then, but it was fairly small as a thing. But that really shoots up during pre-World War II, selling to Britain and France and whatnot, and then of course during World War II. So most all of the development of factories and whatnot in LA were in the automobile age, and of course most of them have gone away because of environmental stuff that have driven them out, and as well as state tax things that have driven them out of California. Most of the UK, Europe was set up for rail deliveries, and I can believe that. Again, as I've talked on many issues, not just railways and industry, but my perspectives are definitely influenced by. We're gonna go with this. Definitely influenced by my experience, my views. Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess we're gonna take that now. But as you know, IKB and I have debated over time, the flexibility of roads versus rails is just, a real thing, that roads are much more flexible. Rails, if you don't need the flexibility, rails are more effective. But roadways are more flexible. And with good modern roadways and good modern trucks, the expense is comparable. I'm sure it's a bit cheaper with rails, and especially as Froglayer points out, fuel situation in Germany definitely makes coal a more viable option for sure than gas, oil, whatever you want to say, is a thing. And it isn't just bad business practices that mean you need flexibility, meaning you didn't plan ahead well. It's the amount of manpower involved as well. How goes the Spanish front? We're still trying to, we're organized back up again. Okay, we're trying to battle our way out of Barcelona to cut off these guys. Is that if you have a truck, then it can, whether it's a short, big truck, and whether it's going for a short haul trip or a long haul trip, you load it up. Now, you drive it, and it takes just one person to drive it, and it can, if in the modern sense you've palletized your once you've palletized your cargo, one person can unload it easily with a simple floor jack, whether it's a powered floor jack or unpowered floor jack. One person can load the truck, one person can drive the truck, and the same person can unload the truck at its destination. Now, of course, yes, you need people doing road maintenance, like you need people doing railway maintenance and whatever else. But there's a lot more dealing with railways, more people management. Now, I do note that that's one person per truck. And of course, a train has more cars on it than just leadership purges in the Soviet Union, than one truck. And so, yeah, I don't quite know the manpower, but still just the flexibility. Hindenburg incident, a close call this time, so Hindenburg doesn't blow up. Hello, Cage Globe, how you doing? Is shift clicking a frontline better than default? I'm not sure shift clicking what you're referring to. I don't plan to do battle lines. I like to personally maintain move this stuff. And no, it's not necessary. Oh, I just don't use that. I just don't really develop that. I'm a micromanager. And so I'm just clicking if I want different theaters, different field marshals, clicking there to shift between theaters. And then once they're down here, set them up. Okay, so the Barcelona front looks like it's going to be handled here. They're going to run out of supplies soonish. They get pushed back. You come back into there to help defend. Okay, we're going to leave that up to the infantry. We're going to hope the AI can handle that. That's just fighting into mountains, which is not good for armored forces. Okay, Ari, you had the brilliant move to go to Barcelona. Not that I would have thought of it on my own, which I was, yeah, I'm not so much Barcelona focused, but whatever river this is. Wanted to push to the sea there. What should we push here? Should we push? We're going to try to avoid these mountains here. Should we push along the coast? Should we come here? And if we come here, do we want to swing out to the Valencia or swing into the rear of Madrid? Do we want to put our tanks on railways and try to come all the way here and push up this way? What are you suggesting? And hello, I believe Korean name. This mod is too hard. Operation Bagration effect 50% attack bonus. Uh-oh, that could be pretty bad. This is the first time I've been playing the mod. Push from the south, Toy Jet saying. Okay, that's a good vote for that, but if Ari's still around, because the south looks tempting. Now we do have some hills here. Hills I'm not that worried about terrain-wise. I mean, they're not the best for tanks, but it's not like pushing into the mountains. No, Ari may have left us for a while. Maybe he's being licked by chihuahuas or something. Well, let's get these guys driving over in this direction. Usually easier in your experience. I'm not disagreeing with you, Toy Jet. I was just sort of seeing if Ari had a brilliant plan. Okay, let's look at resources here. Okay. Steel, we're doing pretty good with. Rubber, well, synthetic. Okay, Herman Goringberg. Okay. Well, you know, let's... synthetic refinery inactive. We need to research synthetic refinery so we can get rubber ourselves. So we can't do that now. So let's just build more military factories. We'll put some down here. Spread them out a bit, I guess. Okay, I guess we're going to follow the Toy Jet plan. Okay, as production, okay, coalification, synthetic refinery. Yeah, we'll do this now. 35 days. Okay, we're going to put these guys on railways. Well, down to here. And then we'll march in the last little bit. Don't worry, your plans never backfire. I've been on many of your plans and they've backfired. Or you can just say your Hoy plans don't backfire, but your War Thunder plans often do. Okay, well, we can continue to expand here. Military staff, military high command. We're currently doing light tanks. Well, we can do IG Farben now. Let's do that. One of the most famous words before death, yes. Bigger picture thinker, right? Italian Foreign Office in Yugoslavia. Okay. You're here now. We're going to drive the last little bit so that we maintain our organization and or increase it. Dive bombing, nice, yeah, I'll need to. Okay, well, oil processing, fuel refining, rubber processing. Let's go with rubber processing, right? Oh, well, yeah, we have 100% on that bonus. That's good. We'll get some more bonuses, use them later on. I think from some events. Okay, and now, we have new better fighters. I don't mind for a while at least, like we are now, producing out of date stuff because this happens to it. Because numbers do count, sheer numbers do count, but we do want to at some point upgrade. Okay, infantry support equipment is looks like one of our biggest deficit. Or just support equipment, not necessarily infantry. So let's do that. Okay, we have 0 units of iron. What happened to our iron? What did we do that we don't have iron now? What? Okay, well, let's continue to up enough. Almost. Okay. Of course, we'll be able to take iron when we get France. Yugoslavia, Kingdom of Hungary. Norway will be able to just take some from there. Spain will be able to trade. Do you remember, gamer, like the info said models like have reduced losses on efficient? Okay. Let's just support this attack for the moment. I know we're going to think about blitzkrieging out there, but maybe we can help them turn the balance there before we start our own attack. Plunging deeper in. Okay, there we go. Okay, Chinese United Front. Looks like maybe Japan's doing something in China. Okay, now attack. Chinese United Front forms. I had a hint of that. Is Japan doing something? Move machine tools. Are they diplomacy? Okay, no, they just created a United Front even though they are not yet at war with Japan. Invade Sweden? No, we don't need to invade Sweden. Sweden's nice, don't you think? Okay, well. Yeah, since these aren't mutually exclusive, we're going to take them. No, I don't think we're going to do that. Okay, well. Frontal tanks break through. Combined warfare. Basic tactical breakthrough enables tactic blitz. Okay, we're gonna go with blitz. That sounds good. What's stopping us? The need to do it, the desire to do it. I don't have no desire to do it. Norwegians and their crazy fixations with Sweden. I think it's entirely an inferiority complex. You just know you're so inferior to Sweden that you just can't stand Can't stand it. Trying not to outrun my infantry support while trying to outrun Spanish reaction to my advances, because I really don't want to be cut off. Okay, let's cross the river while we can. Excavation. Nice. Fuel gain from refineries, that definitely looks like a good thing to have. It's entirely a Scandinavian sibling, right? Yeah, I know, but it's just, you realize that they are just so much better than you, so that you have a problem with that. Well, it's like when you have the one brother who's just so much smarter than the other brother. And the not so smart brother just constantly has problems with it. That blames everybody else for why the smarter brother is always doing better than the less smart brother. Issue oil contracts, nice. Okay. Let's do Luftwaffe innovations.
Ihre Befehle?
Yeah, right.
Befehle!
You support this attack. Come on. Are you? Oh, you're one province behind. Okay, you catch up to there. We have. Oh, you're defending now. Okay. Well, we didn't quite cut Madrid off in that blitz, but we definitely gone a long ways for it. Well, it isn't my problem with Sweden. I don't have a problem with Sweden. I don't even have a problem with Norway. The thing I dislike about both those countries is their cold winters. And Sweden may be worse for cold winter, but yeah, you know, I don't have a problem. Okay, Japan declared war, yay, on everybody in China. Okay, okay, looks like we're catching up. Maybe not as much as I'd hope, but yeah, just looking like we're going to need to push up on heavy equipment, heavy weapons or whatever. Yes, that's what I was saying. You guys have the problem, not me.
Auf geht's!
Why do we have no intel on the attack that we're defending from? Somebody please explain that. I get intel on the attack that we're attacking, but not on the one we're defending from.
Befehle? Zuhören!
What?
Ausrücken!
Why, can somebody explain this to me? don't get this.
Angetreten. Ausrücken.
Let's attack here then. No, let's attack here. I think we can get to Madrid. Oh, they're now pushing. They're pushing on there. Okay, maybe we should have retreated, gone this way, and gone to Madrid. Standardized infrastructure, nice. Okay. Yep, we're definitely trying to concern our. Because your divisions are not part of the defense. Only the Spanish. Oh, yeah, no, they're both in the same hex, and one of my divisions was part of it. So yeah, no, that just seemed odd. Let's put this here, and yeah, again, I hate this. How many times and how many ways can I say I hate this? No, I think artillery is where we need to go. For more artillery factories once we get them built. Come on, AI, concentrate your efforts somewhere. See this division, yeah, I mean, concentrate down, fire, take in. Yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe I should have waited for production jump. Okay, I guess that is finish. Defense in depth. Elastic. Deep operations. Each one of these are mutually exclusive with the other. Plunk. Air land battle. Plunk. Different plunk. Oh, this is encirclement. This is plunk. Okay. Conf Group A. Yeah, I sort of want to go down the German path for Germany. I'm not saying it's like better or I have to do the German path. It's just I want to try the German path. No, we're not going to use a star on this. Go for the benefit. Let's just. Oh, it's. What? Now what? Now what? We got to get through this. No, it doesn't say that. Oh, come on, people. No. Whoa. Is it really we gotta go through this tier first? I guess. I wish that was more explained. Okay, well. Okay, equal spacing. Concentrate. Defense, heart attack, organization, anti-tank, heart attack, motorized anti-tank. I like this better. It's not as specific. Those are actually listening posts. as in or radio interception post at this point. They will convert to radar eventually. Hello, Darren. How you doing? All kinds of things are new in this mod. As we're going to come up here, this is World Ablaze. They have their own national focus tree. All kinds of stuff. It's not an easy, quick sentence or two to say. It's a lot of things. Okay, air bases, days research, air doctrine, heavy. Let's do that. So yeah, a lot of things are changed with this mod. Map colors have changed. Research trees are, this is the ground tactical tree thing is now much changed. They do specific tank and vehicle models instead of sort of dynamic one that you need to go through the trees. All kinds of stuff have changed with this. You have experienced a bit of the mod. What do you think so far? Yeah, I'm liking it. Obviously I've been bringing up my disagreements with it. Outside of the disagreements that I've been having with it, I'm liking it considerably. I really am. And I guess this we can't blame entirely on the mod, in that the AI, and they had this sewn up and they should be basically out of supplies up here. Why don't those two divisions just effing attack? They're gonna rehook back up, aren't they? Oh god. Okay, well, we're gonna put you on trains. We're gonna send you all the way back around here. Are we? Can we? Or maybe you can't retreat. What? Why can't we come to here? What is up with you guys? You're gonna attack here. Fine. Oil processing. I'm not understanding whether that's a map problem or something else. Well, we can... .36, okay, the type 7 class is 37, so let's do this. Oh, no, we're not going for the big super land battle thing. Great Sky, okay. Now, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Land bonuses, USS. Factors 35 days, 21 days. Okay. Get research bonuses. Tank doctrine bonuses. Yes, we're going to do this. We're stopping this attack. And we're going to support that attack. It's better concentrated. Hopefully they'll actually win here. I'm really more worried about this. I wanted to get my panzers out over here to shut this down again. I thought they were going to have that handled, but AI. It was an entirely bad idea in shape, form, everything. No. Battleships are over. It's air power now. Land or at sea. Chief of the Army. Division training time down, division organization, division attack, division speed. Well, we're doing training now, so let's put him in there. Well, now you got both panzer divisions in attack. Smart move. Now, let's take a little look over here. Where are we going to do for Anschluss with Austria here? Okay. Anschluss. What do we need here? Cannot be canceled manually. Okay. At least manpower and divisions in the field. Okay, so so we need more divisions. So we're going to do that. Dispersed organization, nice. Okay, now let's look back over here. Still not what, how. A little worried about equipment needs. Okay, so well, I guess to deal with equipment needs, we need what? Oh, more equipment. Seems like a logical thing. Produce some more factories. Oh, well, we can start pushing on some of these. Okay. That would be nice. Imagine what a platoon of those... Oh. No, they wouldn't make it to Moscow. They would drown in a river, get blown up by aircraft. I don't know, something like that. But wouldn't make it to Moscow. And yes, I know you're joking. You know, what's really scary is not that somebody half bored sitting in his design bureau got out his slide ruler and drew out, well, hey, we have these big turrets laying around. What if we just were to stick something like this on one of them? You know, that in and of itself that somebody thought of it, but that you might consider that Germany might actually do something like that, actually build something as ridiculous as that. That is where it really gets crazy. Oh good, they've created another pocket. Well, that may actually be for the best.
Vorrücken!
Okay, I thought we were doing better at fuel. Okay, well, we're not importing maybe as much as I... Yeah, let's do that. Increase fuel from... because we want to stockpile it. That's part of the plan. Okay, our trade influences. That autarky thing, I think, really sort of screwed us. Should not have done that so early, maybe. Until we were a little further away along the path to war. Yeah. There are mad minds at work in every moment. Yeah, US had its share of whack idea. Yeah, no, but that, I mean, they weren't anywhere near close to producing that behemoth. But just that the idea that it might be entertained is really man, that's so tempting. But construction speed, increasing economic fatigue. Yeah, I think we're going to do the historical route. Expand domestic mining. Well, that would help, but what are we seeing? So significantly increases to 30% straining of the economy. Warping the economy. Okay. Let's see if we can do this. Get research bonuses for some of these vehicles. Oh, I don't know. I think they're over doing some of the effects. What kind of mod is that? This is World Ablaze. It is a major rework of Hearts of Iron 4. Okay, we helped them there. Okay, now we're going to help them here. See if we can expand some of this. And if any of you haven't already, please follow on Twitch and subscribe on YouTube. I am streaming live to both platforms, whichever you want to watch on most. I see the chat from either one, so it's all cool. Is to be more historically accurate. It would concisely to put in terms. You know, national focus tree, rather historical in many aspects. I mean, you can go to sort of be like France and do a, you know, Great War type thing, or the war movement. There are some choices, but to be a more historically based mod than base game. So far, it's looking pretty good. This is my first playthrough of it, and we're in, you know, October 37. So I don't know it better than getting this far into it at all. Japan incident. Well, let's look at what's going on. Oh, Japan's really moved in to China. That's really pushing hard. At least 2, if not 3 naval landings, or maybe 4 with that. I don't know. Yeah, they're pushing hard. Okay. Well, we're still pushing down that. Okay, defense and depth. Yeah, this helps recovery rate and whatnot. So let's see, can we do this now? No. Do we have to do all of these across here before we jump down to here? I don't know. Wish there was a better explanation. Maybe there was and I just missed it. Are you well versed in... Oh, yeah. I have a question about how... I don't know if I can answer right off my memory about the German national focuses, but go ahead and give your question. I mean, I've been playing it since before it was released, but I don't remember all the details of all the focuses everywhere. But yeah, go for that. Okay, so I can't... I don't get... we want to do... if we can. Okay, well, befriend Spain or something like that. You finish that. Okay. That should allow better relations with Spain and supporting them in their fight against international Bolshevism. Okay, well, I think we're gonna go. Yeah, it's not easy to get Spain into the Axis. Yeah, it just, if they come in, it's... Okay, so it's accept the treaty, very good. I don't know that it's a good idea to have Spain in the Axis as a general idea and in the war, because then you have to... Germany has to defend Spain, because I'm not going to rely upon Spain to defend Spain from an Allied attack. And so, yeah, that is... Because you're talking about with the new La Resistance mod, focus on Spain. I have not played Spain or dealt with Spain in La Resistance really. I know they've added a lot to it there. No, okay. I hear you wanting more the, you know, Spanish divisions, etc. I don't know that they're going to be that good. I don't know. They might be. Might be 21 days. Passenger planes, tactical bombers. Better Civil War has ended. Right, okay. So I sort of kind of see it as a I don't know if Trojan horse is the right term, but definitely the idea that it's an attractive choice that just may not actually benefit you. Because just Spain is now vulnerable. I've not played Germany really, not much in long resistance. Guderian's wooden panzers. Yeah, we'll do this. Okay, more factories, more factories, more factories, more factories. Let's see, what are we looking at here? Okay, light tanks. We need more light tanks. We're burning them up in Spain, I guess. Okay. And we slowed production too when we jumped over to the Panzer II. Yeah, let's go for that. What I meant is that it looks like a bug, since I can see by the mouse an inviting to faction that they have from recent Civil War. Yeah, I don't know if it's a bug or not. Spain, I know, historically was just shattered by the Civil War and really couldn't have contributed much, quite honestly, had they joined World War II. Their arms industry was already, without being in the war, their arms industry was pumping out weapons for Spain and not enough, as well as weapons for Germany and not as much as Germans wanted. Yeah, there just isn't that big of a capability for Spain. So I don't know. I don't know what any more than I'm saying on that. Sorry. Okay, Guderian's wooden panzers. Don't know why it's called Guderian's wooden panzers. I've never heard that before. Okay, well, Oslo should be somewhere around now, but I might not. Okay, well, let's deploy. I don't. Nope. Okay. No. Okay. Army view or overview of the army. How close am I to it? What's my army size here? We have divisions, but what's the manpower size for my army in the field? I don't mean this. Or is it here? Okay, yes, here. Army in the field. 400. Okay, well, it says we have in training 400, 600. What I'm missing here? Okay, no, we are at least, okay, well, we got to move divisions to Obergoyen, and yeah, okay, so we gotta put divisions down to here. Okay. Because we want to get Austria in about now. just artillery we need. It looks that way. Well, I know Imperator Rome crew has gone on summer vacation at Paradox. Okay. 5. So let's go. Let's,
Angetreten.
well, come over here.
Angetreten. Bereit.
So I don't know. Probably
Angetreten. Zuhören.
the Hearts of Iron crew has also gone on summer vacation as well. Company mostly shuts down for July. Hey, Drunken Barbarian. Almost 4 hours now. I'm going to be stopping soonish. Not right away, but soonish. Taking a look at World Ablaze mod. Okay, is that enough people in there? Okay, Onslaught. Okay. 56 days. There we go. November 37 seems like a good time to do Onslaught.
Weiter, weiter.
I still need to grind out a star today on War Thunder. So most of it will probably happen in the second session of it, but yeah. Well, so far, mostly I'm liking this Civil War situation here. Well, Germany is sort of the tricky country, you know, needing to make sure it has oil and similar things. Now, once we get this, we will get obviously more factories, but we'll get a lot more bauxite, some more iron and steel, and some little bit of oil. Not much, but some. Well, the Portuguese have arrived. They're riflemen, they're hunters, however you want to translate that. Come on, guys, just smash those guys in the mountains. That factory shouldn't be providing that much local support. Especially not to keep Panzer Division or Soviet Armor Division supply up there. No. I even sort of hesitate. Cacadoras. I get Force de Cacadoras. Cacadoras were mostly set up, at least my experience with them is during the Peninsula War. They were sort of the set up by the British, supplied with the Baker rifle, like the 95th rifles, as in Sharp's rifles and whatnot, the books. But yeah, the Cacadores was sort of the light infantry rifle units set up by Wellington and his crew. And so, yeah, I just recognize that. And I'm guessing Forca is like force and of that. So, yeah, no, I'm recognizing words like I do in lots of languages. That does not mean I speak the language. Unpause it. I should let me pause it back again and figure out. Because I don't like things popping up when I'm looking at stuff like that. And I want to let the game roll. Okay, you go there. More factories. Comes from reading lots and lots of history. One of the things I am reading right now, or actually listening to on audiobooks, is I'm on book 2 of, I think it's like a 7-book series on the Peninsula Wars. And so we're still in the early stages of it. You believe me, my interest, World War II has always been, since I was a very young, I mean kindergarten young, interested in books on World War II and things, and movies and whatnot. World War II is a major focus for me, but other periods of history, I've also studied rather in depth. So I don't even bother with naval stuff for this playthrough much. I mean, we're going to send out subs and things, but okay. Okay, well, now that it's 37 and we have it's almost out of 37. We have the bonuses here. We're going to start pushing through some of this stuff. Now, we shouldn't be able to do this until we take Czechoslovakia. There should be a check on that. Like that. Check on the Czechoslovakia. Yes. Okay. I'm funnier in my mind than I really am. Okay. It's getting more and more fascinating the more you hear about it. Yeah, there's so much depth to World War II. Hello, Mandalore the Protector. How are you doing? I left the army. I'm currently reading Hell Let Loose, but to be honest, I mainly read Terry Pratchett. Yeah, I've not read much Terry Pratchett. I'm trying to think if I can remember anything I specifically read. I like a lot of David Weber with the Honorverse. Jerry Purnell with like Falkenberg's Mercenaries series. Other similar sort of science fiction stuff. Okay, we can do more factories. We need more artillery, I know, but what else do we need? Well, the scout cars were actually... Oh, well, okay, I don't know why. I guess maybe we just popped out a tank unit. Okay, well... I think it's support equipment is going to be next on our... Let's go to 5 and add one more 5 of them. Well, very good to hear. Okay, Auslush. How can anyone say Austria is not German? Right, okay, so we've got that. Now, Germany is much bigger. We now have more civilian factories to build more military factories, and let's develop Austria a little bit here with some more factories. There we go. That is good. Now with our, we're going to go to more heavy weapons, because I know we need those. Most everything else we are producing more than we are expanding, needing, consuming, whatnot. Okay. Currently, now let's look at aircraft. Is there any more aircraft types that we want to do? Yeah, let's at least get a couple of years. I'm seeing years in a couple of factories for transport planes. Well, we can go to 3. It's a lot, maybe compared to some of the others, but we may use those very. If we need them, they may be very, very important to need. Okay. Well, if you haven't already, like I've said before, please follow on Twitch, like on you can like on YouTube, but subscribe on YouTube. Love to see you guys around more often. I think we're going to end the episode here, so please post your comments, suggestions. Oh, how is the radar doing? Okay, so we're looking out a little bit into the enemy here. So we're really love to hear your comments about this mod. This is literally the first time I've really been playing it at all, and so what are you thinking on it? Please post your comments below, and thank you so much, everyone. Hey guys, come on, that okay. I think I'm going to be. You get to roll in this mod. From Italy, I don't specifically think so. You're talking South Tyrol here. That really stayed part of Germany. I mean, part of Italy. So I don't know that you can. I'm going to take a break, and I don't know if any of you want to. Those of you who like to play War Thunder, I'm going to be after a short break. Grinding through, I think it's Chinese Farm today. I want to get the star for that, so I'll be doing that. But I want to thank you all. Oh, misread the pop-up. Oh yeah, no, yeah, we got Tyrol here. This regular Tyrol. No, we don't want air regions. Here we go. Yeah. So they've redone the map a little bit. I can tell, obviously, see like Vienna and whatnot. So this is, I'm liking this pretty much. So, and I will be streaming probably, War Thunder probably tomorrow. And Thursday or Friday, I'm going to be more Panzer Corps for Slytherin. And of course, back next weekend with more of this. So, thanks, Frogleggers. Thanks, Drunken Barbarian. Thanks, everyone. So, I will be seeing you all hopefully soon.